a little short video about how to start your fires when you've got lumpwood charcoal. So I've got my normal Greek for glue, all of the grill removed, skewers removed. The only things you're going to need are a bag of lumpwood charcoal, bigger chunks are better, some form of fire lighter, and then a method of lighting the charcoal up. What I tend to do charcoal into your pit. And what you really want to do is create kind of almost like a teepee shape, where I tend to take out some of the larger chunks because they're actually better for putting on top of the fire, and I tend to make almost like a little pit where it's going to be somewhere nice and warm to almost protect the fire lighter from the outside wind, and also allow the heat to burn upwards while also getting enough oxygen in to keep the fire burning. So once we create a small, almost teepee base type shape, we'll get a fire lighter out. You can get something around that size, break into 2 small pieces, place it in somewhere into the bottom of that little teepee shape that we've made, and then begin the process of effectively building it up around the fire lighters. Now once you've got to a shape like this where it's almost protected and sitting on itself, obviously clear the base of the barbecue out, and let's get that lit. Okay, so once one of them's lit, it will effectively set fire to the other one. Once that gets going, what I tend to do, I mean, you can use a pair of tongs to do this. I'm fairly confident at playing with fire. What boy doesn't like playing with fire?
Dunno.
There you go. Okay, so for the time being, we'll let this sit. Now a little tip, and you see some crazy old Greek then with an old hairdryer. So once this goes, what tends to happen is if you're not watching it, and if it's not a windy day like today, the fire may go out, and if it does, it's quite handy to have something that can fan the fire. So either the base of like a dustpan like this, which can effectively fan the flames, or some people, as I said, use an old hairdryer, something of the sort that can inject oxygen into the flames and make the rest of that charcoal set fire. So 25 minutes, 30 minutes on, this is what it's looking like now. So you can see most of the charcoal has been burnt through, and all we're left with is 95% white charcoals. So what I tend to do at this point is actually knock it all down. You might need to move around the barbecue to stop from burning yourself. And the shape that I tend to like the charcoal in is more of a pit, because what tends to happen in these shaped barbecues is that the outsides of the barbecue, obviously the meat, the fresh air, are actually the coolest parts. So in the centre it's the hottest, so therefore it requires the least amount of charcoal. So what I tend to do is push most of the charcoal to the edges, and I'll leave a very small amount into the centre. So now it's burnt back, it's still a little bit too raw to cook on. So now you've flattened it out, you can give it another 5 to 10 minutes until it looks like the black of the charcoal has kind of disappeared. So what you want to do now for this type of barbecue is actually lift the cooking rack as high as you can get. So on this one, I've loosened the mechanism, I've brought it as high as I can get it now. So what you tend to do now is, once you've put your meat onto the skewer, you want to place it into the racks, and then you want to begin the turning, but as slow as you can possibly get it. So at this point I need to go and get my meat, and I'll come back and show you how we do the skewering.